And we're back. And I just scrolled through my thing. Welcome to another episode of Scale Fate. I nearly just died. That was scary. All right. It's Monday. Let me get my head in the right place. Previously, or last time that you guys were all together like this, you all had a meeting with the gang of thieves that went by the name of the Blackjacks. Spoke with them, came to a deal, signed essentially a contract, saying that you would leave the city and be out of their way for a month before coming back and checking how the city was doing, allowing them to do whatever they felt they needed to do at the time. And upon doing that, you also were able to retrieve the mirror that Anton had asked you to get, which you did end up giving to him, and him informing you that once you guys went in, whatever you guys found within the space, as well as the mirror itself, would be yours once you had helped him retrieve his friend, which was the original deal that had been said. You agreed to leave Kellic outside of the mirror as you guys prepared to enter it, telling him to take it with him wherever he ended up traveling. And we're going to put this as a note. Kosho will also be staying outside of the mirror.
He came sick with a random illness called Cleas.
I was going to say, never mind. It's going to be something just as bad.
Something called homework. Oh, the horror.
Oh, God. It's anything but that. That's not just any disease. That's a virus. It's hard to get rid of. But as you guys all gather around within this alleyway, I need to turn off the music behind me so it doesn't get caught in the fucking stream. I just realized, where's the remote? I completely forgot my TV's been playing music.
I couldn't hear it.
The stream could.
Oh.
We're not gonna get a copyright claim. It's okay. It was just Phenomenon that was playing behind me, which is, I'm pretty sure, copyright free, but I'm not sure. It's fine. It was quiet enough. It may have not been heard. You all gather in the alleyway, though. Anton taking the mirror and pressing it against one of the walls of this building, where it seems to almost stick itself to. And as he kind of looks over the mirror for a second, turns back to you guys and just says, I suggest moving in close for this while I activate the mirror. And I also recommend to be looking into the mirror when I start this.
We'll just do as he says.
He turns to the mirror. Do any of you speak Infernal?
No. Yes.
So,
I got a new language?
So you would be able to understand this, Calder. You hear him say the words, it almost sounds like a poem. He says, "Now I look into the mirror, for I know it contains what I fear. A trial awaits me here, but with the knowledge my prize is near." And as he says this, the space around you grays out for a moment. And your vision tunnels on this mirror as everything around you blurs and swirls. And this mirror, as you're staring into it, seems to ripple for a moment. And you all feel almost as if you were leaning towards this mirror. And almost in sync, you all sort of blink and find yourself within a new space. This new space, you appear to have entered a large room, mostly made of this grayish white stone. A few mirror-like fixtures on the walls within the space, most of which showing reflection, some a little bit fogged out so that you can't quite see through them. But you are now within the mirror prison. And Anton turns to all of you and he says, I've only been in here once. It was quite a while ago. I can try to lead us, but I'm not entirely sure if I will get this right.
Well, it's either your guess or our random choices, so...
Actually, I have a
ahead.
question.
What is your question?
If I do a survival check, would I be able to find a track? Like tracks?
Let's roll the survival check and we'll see.
Ooh, first roll of the session. Feel a little giddy. That would be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You don't find tracks, but there's this... You get almost a sensation that, like, kind of pulls you into a path. And you find yourself feeling that this one hallway that's kind of to your right seems to be the way to go. You don't know why. It seems to be almost like a gut instinct that's telling you to go this way.
I'm just going to turn to the party and say, my natural instincts are telling me to go this way. I have a burning gut feeling. Either it's acid reflux or we should go this way.
How often do you have acid reflux?
You can't talk.
He signs it. I'll look at Anton and I'll shrug and be like, it's up to you if you know actually what's back there, but I don't mind taking a hunch.
It's a better guess than what I have. He kind of gestures for you to lead the way, Orion.
Cool,
and
I'm taking point.
As you guys are beginning to walk too, you all notice that he kind of pulls out from a pocket of his robe, or the cloak he's wearing, almost this black string with a obsidian dart on the end of it that he's kind of holding in his hand now as you guys are walking, seeming to prepare himself for whatever encounter may happen. And you guys move along this space. I'm gonna have everyone roll a perception check.
3.
5.
Yotan.
I can't do anything right now. I'm sorry. My dad's talking to me.
Oh.
You want me to roll for him?
I can do it. I will roll his perception check. Damn, he rolled shit too. Alright.
Better than us.
You guys...
Wait, was it a surprise?
It was just a perception check.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if you guys would notice something. You guys continue moving through, just kind of looking at your reflections as you pass some of these mirror-like material that's kind of attached to the walls or embedded within them. Kind of watching your reflections as you go. As you guys continue to travel, Orion keeps this feeling of like kind of a natural guidance to where he needs to go, and it's for you, Orion. It's almost a little strange because you've never quite felt this compelled to move in a certain path, though. I
feel so compelled.
Yeah, it feels right.
It feels right.
Are we going left though?
He says that as you turn left. It feels so right, takes a left turn.
The tummy compass is never wrong.
And
the tummy compass gets a little confused after Taco Bell nights, though.
Oh my.
Yours is definitely fucking acid reflux.
So as you all travel through, several minutes pass of just passing through these random small chambers and corridors. You come upon another large space, similar to the one that you'd entered before. This room, however, the entirety of the surface of the walls and ceiling is all mirrors. Anton kind of looking around the room, grips the dart in his hand a little tighter. So he's looking around.
I'll ask him, what should we expect to find in here?
If I'm remembering correctly, what I best describe as nightmares and things that haunt your past. But I could be wrong. It's different for everyone. He kind of takes a few steps forward and kind of looks around. What's your passive perception, Calder?
11.
Yeah, you'd be able to notice this as you guys enter this space, Calder. Off the corner of your eye, you notice in kind of part of the reflection, you see yourself where you're standing, as well as two other figures. And as you turn, you recognize them as your parents, both standing beside you within the reflection. And they seem to kind of smile at you warmly and kind of hold their hands out in kind of a what's the word I'm looking for?
Embrace.
Beckoning, kind of welcoming pose near this mirror. And as you look at your own reflection as well, you notice that there is almost a burning within your eyes that you don't recognize. But the reflection does seem to be you, based on what you can tell.
I'll stop and just keep watching, basically.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing while Calder's stopping, kind of taking in this?
So did
scene?
Calder veer off the path a little bit?
He kind of stopped. You're in a big room. So he kind of stopped in place, probably about 20, 30 feet from the door of this room, and kind of stared at one of these walls. Anton's still moving through the room, kind of slowly, kind of glancing around.
I'm gonna. So if Calder stopped, I'm gonna look and just go, Calder, buddy, we gotta keep on going. Can't stop.
I'll say, right. And I'll, kind of rub my eyes and, start heading to catch up to the party, but also, look back just to check if it's still there.
As you rub your eyes and you kind of look back, the reflection, your parents are no longer there. And all you see is yourself. And that burning in your eyes is no longer present.
Okay.
But
I'll
you
just
all
go ahead and cut the party then.
Yeah, you all keep moving, passing along into another corridor. Anton looking nervous, increasingly nervous the longer you guys move through here. Not really saying much, but more of just kind of keeping a watchful eye. What is everyone's passive perceptions, real quick? Just out of curiosity.
13.
11. I'm guessing you'll have to check it by yourself.
Yeah. He's got an 18.
Damn. The fuck?
I guess he can't talk, but he can see good.
Yeah. He's got a master's degree in perception, so.
Jesus.
It's a skill that I would pick for mastery.
I would too, but...
Okay.
I would pick religion so I can be a 17th level pope.
17th level Pope.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that he's not here right now, is he?
He's still talking to his dad, probably.
Probably.
So.
Okay. You guys, keep moving through this corridor. Ryan, you
Yep.
kind of glance off to the left a little bit as you pass another one of these mirrors, and you see yourself within the reflection, but you almost seem different. Almost something about you doesn't seem quite right in the reflection. And you also notice in the reflection, following you seems to be Baco. I want to say it was the way I had his name written. I gotta double check. Walking behind you. It's Baco. The
Yeah, it was like
Furbolg.
Bacchus, but
Yeah.
without the US.
Yeah, the Furbolg that you were very close with when you were with the druidic clan. This is what you see.
And I said you said he's following me?
Within the reflection, you can see him following you.
I'm going to look around for him. Baco?
Looking around, you do not see him.
Brother Baco?
And
I'll ask, who are you? Who's that?
Just someone from my past. I haven't seen him in ages.
Hmm.
I had a dream about him the other day, though, I think.
as you look back in the reflection after kind of stopping in your tracks, you notice that in the reflection, he seems to do the same and kind of gives you a warm smile within the reflection and kind of holds a hand out, like kind of towards you.
I'm going to start walking towards the mirror.
You begin to move towards the mirror. The others
Kelder?
noticing he's walking towards his own reflection. But you do not see the individual he's talking about at the moment.
I'll look at Anton. I'll be like, what happens when he touches the mirror? Because I really don't want to find out. And I'll kind of like grab hold of his shoulder after seeing that. Like, kind of like pepping my step up to him.
It depends on the person. I personally haven't witnessed anyone touch one of the mirrors yet, but I was told that generally doesn't lead to anything unless you're witnessing something. I think what I was told. I'm not entirely sure. And Orion, you see, Baco is also he stepped towards on his from the reflection. It looks like he is stepping towards the mirror himself, and he's still holding a hand out. You're roughly 10 feet from this mirror.
I feel like I would hesitate since I just heard Anton say it's probably not been good to touch the mirror.
I'll say, listen, you're hesitating. Let's follow that gut feeling that brought us over here. Let's not touch the mirror. I really don't want to try and get someone out of a mirror inside of a mirror. So.
You're right. I need to lead you guys since I have a scent of where we need to go.
Yeah, let's not get caught up in something we're seeing. I witnessed something too, but I saw myself in there as well, and that's just bad news. And I'll kind of grab him and sort of like pull him away to start him to come in.
I guess I'll continue walking down the pathway.
You move past Anton, who's kind of stopped, and he's looking at that mirror as you walk past him and kind of squinting a little bit and trying to figure out what you possibly could have seen before following behind you. You all continue through this long corridor. The mirror's actually becoming less and less for a moment, just white stone surrounding you. Before you enter another large chamber. This one seeming to have small wall structures within it that have these reflective surfaces, these almost iron cast, polished walls that seem to be forming. I'm not going to call it a maze, but a kind of a set of pathways that you can visibly see the path to go through them. And in front of you, there is a large kind of mirror-like surface that's kind of set in the middle, almost like this large silver cube within the space, and you can all see your reflections within this cube quite clearly. It's almost like looking through. I guess a clear lens is the only way to describe it. It is crystal clear. There is no smudges, no dirt, anything. You can all see yourselves. And as you see yourselves, your visions of yourselves kind of twist a little bit, kind of distort as you guys are moving into this space. Almost like a static, and you hear a buzzing in your ears as you kind of move towards this cube. Mainly to get past it. And you notice within this chamber there is only one door within it. And as you get close, like as you begin to pass by this cube, you hear whispers coming from the direction of the cube.
I'm gonna turn towards Anton and ask him, what is the nature of this mirror dimension? I don't know what language you spoke to get us into this mirror, but I'm assuming it's nothing good.
As you turn to speak to Anton, you see his gaze fixed upon this silver cube. And he is staring at something at his own, what looks to be his own reflection to you, with almost a look of sorrow and relief. And you see his hand is kind of loosened around the dart a little bit, and it's dangling from the black cord that is around it.
I'm gonna snap in front of his face. Anton.
He jumps slightly, kind of shakes his head and looks at you. And then he looks back to the mirror, or the silver cube, and he continues to stare at it, but he's got a different look on his face. He seems a bit confused.
I'll ask, is this the person we've come to save? Is he in there?
I don't know. He kind of takes a step towards it a little bit to get a better look and kind of tilts his head to one side as he's looking at this cube. Roughly 10 feet from it, kind of looking it over. He says, I don't remember where people would end up being kept here. This cube, though, is strange. You notice he keeps inching towards it, kind of as he's looking at it, kind of looking up and down it and moving it different ways to get a better look at certain spots on this cube.
Well, my gut feeling says let's not fuck with the cube of whispers. Let's try and find your friend and maybe come back to it. Is that all right?
He kind of lets out a sigh, stopping roughly like 5 feet from this thing. Turns towards you and kind of gives a nod. And around this moment, you notice his reflection didn't turn, but is staring directly at him. And you also notice your reflections don't seem to be matching up with what you're doing either.
Oh.
I'll say, Anton, the mirror did not turn with you. Get your ass over here.
You notice there's a moment he pauses, the hackles on the back of his neck standing up on end, and his eyes going wide. I'm actually going to roll something to see what happens. He proceeds to jump away from this mirror as his reflection comes out of the mirror and tackles him to the ground.
You're gay. Oh, wait.
And your reflections as well seem to step out along with them, staring at
This
you
is from the
blankly.
cube, right?
Yes, this is from the cube. Staring at you with these blank, cold expressions, the eyes hollow, not physically, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of soul within these eyes. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
I'll do that now. Give me a second.
I rolled like shit.
Don't I get an advantage on initiative?
If I think as a
Yeah, I
barbarian,
do.
yes.
Yeah.
14.
Fucking
I got a
8.
7.
I think I'm seeing a common theme for this episode.
Rolling shit.
What level are we supposed to be again?
8.
Yep, making sure.
Yeah, you guys are later now. What did you say, Orion?
7.
7.
Yeah. Not good.
Calder rolled a 14.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, and Anton rolled a 15. Actually, he rolled higher than that. I rolled a raw 15, but he's got a +5 to initiative. 4 plus 4 to
Jesus.
4 plus 4. No, he's got a +9 to initiative. Sorry, that's what you get for being a monk, and I think having the alert feature. All right, so Anton is first. You watch as he is laying there prone with this version of himself on top of himself. You watch as he lifts his dagger, the dagger he is holding, into the air. And as he does so, I want to double check that I have the right number of... Yeah, he gets 2 attacks. You watch as he lifts it into the air. Calder, you would recognize this. You watch as this necrotic energy builds around it, very similar to that of the Inflict Wounds spell.
Oh, lordy.
Before he drives this dagger into the back of essentially his doppelganger. And we're going to see actually if he does manage to do it, which he does. And he is going to inflict a decent amount of damage that I need to add up. This is the roughest part. So 6 plus 11, 17 plus the inflict wounds spell, which is quite a bit of damage. I'm not going to tell you the number because there's no point in me telling you the number. Yeah, you watch as he drives his dagger into the back of this doppelganger of his that lets out this horrid shriek as he manages to scramble out from underneath it and kind of scoot away from it while still being technically prone. So he's sitting down on the ground, but he backed away from it. It is now Calder's turn.
You said most of them jumped out of the
There's
mirror.
3 that are standing beside the mirror. There's 1 that is roughly 10 feet from the mirror where Anton was.
Perfect. Fireball.
Okay.
Give me that 15 dex check.
And let me
Or take 31 damage.
pull up their stat. That's a fail.
It's a 20-foot range. Are we
That's a
20
fail.
feet from it? Hello?
You'd be pretty damn close. You're like on the outskirts.
Okay.
They all failed.
Well,
So
if anyone is in it, I can always just sculpt spell. So.
isn't that just an instant thing? Like you don't have to spend anything for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
free.
So yeah, then you just do that. Let's just call it that. You sculpted the spell to not hurt your friends.
Okay.
So you said 36.
I have a limit, but I mean, if
Well,
you're just gonna give it to me.
I thought you had a limit. Like you can use it any time you cast a spell to limit on how many people.
Yes, it is.
How?
And
What's
it's,
what's the limit?
1 plus spell level.
It's a level 3 spell. So 4
I
people.
casted it at the 4th level.
Oh, so 5. Yeah, you had more than enough. How much damage?
31 fire damage.
31 fire damage.
That was with 2 1s being rolled.
31. They all hiss in pain as they kind of beat the flames off of them. The one that looks like you, seeming to not be as resistant to fire damage as you are. It is now their turn. The first one is going to lunge back at, is going to attempt to attack Anton. It is going to attempt 2 strikes and a bite attack, which they all miss because Anton's a monk and monks don't take that shit. Anton managing to kind of fight this creature off as it's attempting to bite at him and slash at him. Calder, your doppelganger rushes towards you and is going to attempt to hit you very hard. What's your AC?
With 12. Hold on. The only weapon I own is nothing. I don't own any weapons.
Hey,
It's-
Calder, don't worry. If it
it's-
hits, I got you.
It's doing an unarmed strike.
Oh, I have a dagger and a staff in my own bag of holding. I don't know if it copies that.
It lands 2 attacks on you.
Actually, can I activate my cloud
Two?
rune?
You can for one of the attacks, yes.
It's gonna
Is it
be
just
like
one?
4.
It's just
It's 4 damage. Okay, I have a 0 strength mod, and literally unarmed attack is 1 plus strength mod.
Do you want me to save it then?
Yes.
Actually, it's not that. Um,
Well, then the doppelganger has something else with it.
are you using your ability? This is your time to say yes or no.
I'm going to say yes, so it can hit. Are they within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to have him attack the Anton and Imposter.
Okay, so the first swing you watch is its fist as it's coming towards your face. This puff of smoke appearing before it, and its arm just seeming to sink into the smoke for a moment. The Anton doppelganger being kind of knocked to the side a little bit, taking 8 points of damage. Yes. And then the second punch, as it wields back and slams its fist into the side of your head, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus.
As it lands a solid blow to the side of your face.
What the fuck?
The next one, the one looking like Yotan, is going to attack Yotan because they're going to go for the ones they look like. And it's Yotan. What's your AC? I'll check myself. Yotan has an AC of 14. That means all of those hit. The dice suddenly decided to start rolling nice. It's going to punch at Yotan because it really can't bite due to having a mask on his face. Let's see. The first hit is going to do 12 points of bludgeoning. The second is going to do 9. And the third is going to do 11. So 22 points of bludgeoning damage is what Jotun's going to take. The last one is going to attack you, Orion, doing the same thing that the others have done, and is going to attempt to 2 strikes with its fist and 1 with its beak. What's your AC again?
15.
So the first attack hits, the second one misses, and it's the beak attack also misses. So it manages to land 1 good punch on you, which you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as it clubs you in the side of the head with its fist. It is now Yotan's turn.
Hey, what's up?
It's your
Alright,
turn. I would refresh your character sheet because you took damage.
Okay.
But yes, what would you like to do? Your doppelganger is standing before you, and it just punched you in the face 3 times.
He's obviously within grapple range, so I'm gonna rage and attempt to grapple. Rage is not an action, right?
It's
Or is
bonus
it?
action.
No.
It's a bonus action. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to rage and then try and counter.
You're gonna do a grapple.
As a grapple, yeah.
So
I'll
roll
roll.
athletics, and it will try to roll against you. And it's
23.
Gonna use acrobatics. Yeah, you beat it by 3. So yeah, you managed to get a hold of this doppelganger that looks exactly like you. It is now grappled, and you now have a grip on it. Do you do damage immediately when grappling? I can't remember how we built your character. I always forget. Is it instant or is it in the next turn? I want to say. Oh no, that's
because
if you
I was
use,
gonna start
that's-
vice grip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's if you start vice grip. That's right.
Yeah, which is what I'm gonna
So
do.
roll that damage because you do have the grapple. You succeeded.
4d6 plus strength modifier, right?
Yeah, if that's what it says. I'm trying to remember myself. Yeah, 4d6. So roll 4d6, and then we'll just add your strength.
14.
If you're raging, your melee damage increases by 2 more. So you say 14?
14 plus strength, which is plus 5,
5
right? And
plus
then
2.
19
So
plus 2, 21.
21 points of bludgeoning damage as you squeeze yourself.
Plus proficiency, but I don't know.
That should be it.
Oh yes, right, yeah.
Anton, I'm trying to track which one is which on my sheet of many enemies. Here we go. So 21 points of damage. It produces a low growl at you as it's kind of pushing against your grapple but isn't getting out of it. Orion, before you
I have a
stand yourself.
Quick question.
What's your question, my
So
guy?
for the fire rune, it says if I hit using a weapon. Does that include arrows?
Yes.
Sick.
If it specifies a weapon, it's any weapon.
I don't think it specifies the difference between like melee or range.
Plus, you do also have your Seasoned Hunter crossbow, which should automatically do damage depending on the
I
setting
know
it's
it does, but the fire rune also has a special hidden thing to it.
Mhm.
I was just wondering. All right, I'm gonna use. I'm actually gonna try to shoot at my imposter.
Do you have crossbow expert?
I don't think so.
You do not. All right, so you will roll this attack with disadvantage because you are within 5 feet of it.
Oh, I'm within 5 feet.
Yeah, you guys are
Then
like
I will-
face to face. It tried to bite you.
Oh, that's true. Hmm. Ooh, what do? I guess I'll attack with my quarterstaff.
Okay, roll that attack.
That is a 18.
An 18 hits.
I have 2 different damage values on here. I have
Are
a 1d6
are
and a 1d8.
you attacking with as a two-handed weapon or a one-handed?
Two-handed.
Then this is the D8.
Cool.
Quarterstaff is versatile, so the damage changes if you're one-handing it or two-handing it.
That would be 8. Or it would be 9, actually.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
No, it just says regular. It doesn't say how. It doesn't specify.
It would be bludgeoning because it's the quarterstaff.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have it on the 1d8 thing. I was just.
Yeah.
I got you.
So you inflict 8 damage to your doppelganger, which kind of stumbles slightly.
9. It was 9.
9 damage. Sorry. That still doesn't affect. Yeah, it still stumbles slightly and just kind of doesn't glare at you. It looks at you with that same emotionless stare as it kind of recovers from the hit.
Oh, as a bonus action, I'm going to. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll summon my Wildflower Spirit
Okay.
as my bonus action.
Where are you summoning it? Because I know it has a dex save if you're close to it.
It would be like right behind them if I can.
Okay.
What is that?
Roll the damage for that, and what is the save for it?
Let's see. Where is it? It's a dex save of 14.
Okay, it does save.
Okay. Then he doesn't take damage, I don't think.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
It manages to dodge, but your Wildflower Spirit is now on the battlefield. And you are technically flanking with it, because it is a combatant, I believe. So you would have advantage on your next attack. It's now Anton's turn, who, now that he is seeing his target before him, you watch as he... once again, you watch as he does the same thing he did with the dart before, where it imbues with this dark energy, this dark necrotic energy, before he throws the dart towards his doppelganger. And I will roll an attack for it. That's a critical. So he rolled crit damage with this. So that is 10 plus this. 29. You watch as he strikes his doppelganger with his dart. The dart going clean through its head as the dark energy that was imbued in it seems to rapidly devour this creature. As it produces one last final scream before it seems to be consumed by darkness and vanishes. And he is as his bonus action is going to pull his dart back towards him and using that black string that it has and catch it and prepare for the next attack. It's now Calder's turn. Who's...
I'm on the phone, but it should be fine. Everyone's like still within 20 feet of each other, right? All the ones that are fighting.
Yeah, because you guys were
us
standing
three.
side by side.
Right. Okay. Well, it ain't much, but it's fireball.
Watch for the fireball. All right, roll your damage, and I'll roll the dex saves.
I love seeing all of those d6 just fly across my screen. 26 damage with a 15 save.
So the first one just saves, second one saves, third one also saves. So they take
All right,
13 damage.
Yep.
Their ability to save suddenly changed. I'm editing the damage. Awesome.
Oh, you know what? I should have done this spell instead. Oh well. It's fine.
The 3 of them that are remaining are each going to try to attack each of you for 3 attacks. So first we'll do Calders, because he's on the phone.
Can I? Not no. Can I shield for AC? Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shield for +5 AC.
So it's...
My AC is now a 17.
First one misses. The second one hits. The third one misses. So you are going to get hit for 9 points of bludgeoning damage as it manages to get past your shield for a single attack, striking you in the gut, causing you to stumble back a little bit before you're able to block the final attack.
That's fine.
Yotans is going to attack him. He has 14 AC.
He's restrained, isn't he?
He can still make the attack. Which, that one misses. That one hits. That one misses. So he hits you once for 10 points of bludgeoning damage, which is halved because you're raging, so 5. No, Ryan, yours is going to attack you. You said 15 is your AC. This one, first hit just hits, second misses, and the third also hits. As it punches you in the face again for 9 points of bludgeoning damage before you feel a sharp pain as a beak is driven into your arm. And you take 18 points of piercing damage. And you are grappled. As it is biting down on you.
He grappled me with a beak?
It is biting on you, and you now notice that it is, now that it's got a hold of you, the inside of the beak seems to be barbed. And it's allowing it to hold your arm. It's now Yotan's turn.
Wait, I took 27 points completely? It was 18 and 9?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so I'm going to continue with Vice Grip and try and... So I'm trying to think, how do I have him held?
I would assume you grabbed him by the arms. And he kind of he tried to punch you twice and didn't work out, so then he just kind of wielded his head back and slammed his head into yours, and that's how he hit you.
Alright, that being said, I guess I'll just... I don't know.
Headbutt him back.
No, I would just go to rip off one of his arms.
I need to double check the specifics on that because I don't remember when specifically that can happen. I want to check.
They have to try and break free of the grapple, and if they don't, I'm pretty sure. After 3 failed escape attempts,
yeah.
you can roll. Yeah.
So he needs to, he's got to roll against this real quick. So you roll against him. He's rolling athletics because he has to, and you have to roll your athletics. What did you get?
27.
You beat him by a fucking mile. Holy shit. I can only roll so high, and you seem to be going above it every time.
That's why a doppelganger is never as good as the real thing.
Imposture.
Sussy.
Yeah, so he fails, so you are still grappling him. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, you still have him grappled, and if failed, he takes an additional 3d6. So roll that. He would take 8 more, 10 points along with that. So roll the 3d6.
Oh god. 3.
So
7.
you inflict 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Does this include the Manticore gauntlets?
Those wouldn't be working because you're not slashing with them, you're squeezing.
Not punching either, yeah.
So you inflict 17 points of damage. Yeah. I'm like sitting here like, is my math correct? Yeah, that's right. All right. You have your bonus action.
What's happening? Sorry.
Yotan has a bonus
Yotan
action.
has a bonus action.
Oh, cool.
I honestly don't know what to do with it now that I think about it.
You don't have to do anything with it.
Yeah, just next person probably.
Okay. Orion. Your doppelganger
All
stands
right.
before you.
Do I want to use this spell? Oh god, that's so much. Alright, I'm gonna use Wither and Bloom at a 3rd level,
Okay.
and he needs to do a Constitution 14 save. Actually, everyone within 60 feet has to do it, except allies get healed.
I just forgot about a detail that I have written. Calder and Orion, please roll a d20 for me. Just a straight d20 and tell me what you get.
17.
Okay.
4.
Okay, give me one moment. I need to look at
Calder is
something.
dead.
Here we go. 17 and a 4, you said. You guys are good. Yeah, nothing happens. All right.
What?
Nothing happens.
I rolled a 4. How does that equate to nothing happens?
Nothing happens. You're good. Don't think about it.
Oh, actually,
you saying not to think about it makes me want to think about it more.
actually, it's everyone within a 10-foot radius. So, is everyone near 10 feet?
If you dropped it on
And
Calder,
one
it would be on all of you.
Cool, I'm gonna do that.
Pog.
And so all the enemies have to do a Constitution 14 save.
That's a pass. That's a pass. That's a pass.
Damn. Okay. Let's see.
I think they take half damage, right?
Yeah. That is a 11. So 5.
5 points of necrotic damage.
But for if I'm healing someone, do they take the full?
They would do
11?
full. They would just get the full 11, yeah.
Okay. And that doesn't. Hold on. It says, in addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit die and regain the number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting modifier.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, so it's a 3 modifier.
So you
Plus
roll a
3
d6
die.
plus a 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you get 6 health back.
Hell yes.
All right. And as your bonus action now, sir.
Ooh, I'm still grappled, aren't I?
Yes, he still has you bitten down on.
I am going to grow and become a giant.
I forgot that rune fighters can do that. Rune
So,
knights.
I am now going to attempt to de-grapple myself.
Roll with advantage as an athletics check, and it's going to roll against you.
Okay.
It rolled like shit, so you should do well.
14
Yeah,
or
you don't even need the second one. Yeah, that passed. It rolled a 10. So as you grow bigger, its grip almost seems to waver for a moment before the barbs seem to kind of get ripped from your skin. A little bit of blood dripping onto the stone at your feet as you kind of regain your ability to move your arms. Or arm. It is now Anton's turn, who's noticing that Calder is not probably good for this close range combat. And you watch as he kind of dashes a little bit to the.
Oh wait, I forgot. I have my wildfire spirit.
You used
still.
your bonus action though, so it's.
But does that count as he gets his own turn
Does
because
he?
he's a familiar?
Let me double check. Wildfire as an action, you can. No, that's not it. Let's see. Take your bonus action on your turn to command it to take one of the following actions.
Okay, so it's only on my bonus action.
Yeah, it's your bonus action.
Okay, never mind.
I thought
thought
that's
it
what
counted
it.
as a familiar.
Yeah, I thought it was familiars. You have to use bonus actions to use anyways. Generally,
I thought it was its own turn.
no. That's
right
that's a
after you.
summon. That's a summon.
Ew,
Summon
maybe I'll
creatures
summon
have their
something like-
own turn.
A
Familiars.
summon or a companion.
Yeah.
I do have conjure animals, so I think that's how that would work.
Yeah, that would be a summon. Anton, you watch Calder as he kind of dashes roughly probably 30 feet away. No, not 30 feet, 20 feet away from your doppelganger specifically, and you watch him chuck the dagger towards it, which it drives into its back, inflicting 13 points of damage.
I don't know why you're telling this to me.
You'll see. I'm just saying it out loud. You'll see.
Because we all take the damage as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the doppelganger then turns on you guys.
You watch though as Anton, the cord that's attached to that dagger, he wraps around his wrist, and he yanks back. Now Anton's turn. This man pulls a straight scorpion and drags your doppelganger away from you and pulls it towards himself.
Awesome.
And then
just for clarification, Anton's imposters is down, right?
It's gone. He eviscerated
Okay, so his
it
is
with his
gone,
dagger.
and then everyone else is up. Okay.
Yes. And as the
The imposter.
Calder,
He says, "Get
He
over
got voted
here!"
out.
as your doppelganger is pulled away from you and approaches Anton, you watch as he leaps into the air and proceeds to do a flying kick to its face. Inflicting.
Wait, you're saying as he's pulling him back to him, he jumps in the air?
Like he pulls it, it's
And
stumbling
He
towards him.
uses the momentum
Yeah.
of it coming back to him to kick him even harder?
Yeah, essentially.
Damn.
This is monk shit. This is how monks work. They do crazy shit. It's now Calder's turn.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, beat that.
Yeah. I cast fireball.
Calder just
I'm cool.
Casts pretty
No.
pretty lights out of his fingers and it hurts people. That's
I
a wizard.
guess-
That's essentially a wizard.
Yeah. How many people are left alive?
There are 3.
How many of the doppelgangers?
3.
Just 3?
He crit on his. That's the reason it like instantly died.
Right. Okay. So shit. I guess I can fireball again. No.
Ah.
I'm gonna do Scorching Ray.
What level?
At the 2nd level.
Okay. Roll those attacks.
So 1 per person. 21, 19, and 23.
What are the natural rolls for those?
16. Fuck. Shit. 16, 12, and 14.
Okay.
I have a +7.
I'm just curious. All right. All of those hit. Roll the damage for each. I assume they're all going for the same one?
No.
Or it's
Each
one
per
for each
person.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
5, 6, and 7.
You kind of throw a hand
I
in the
guess-
air and
Yeah.
just
5 for the Calder copy, 6 for the Jotun copy, and 7 for the Orion copy.
You know it's crazy. That's the exact order I have them on my sheet. Hell yeah. Making my life easy. All right. It's now their turn.
I will be right back. I gotta go put something away.
Of course you do. I'm just
It
kidding.
will attack me first, and then...
It will not. Anton has it.
Oh, right.
Attack-
It got pulled away. Okay.
Attack these
It is going to turn and try to beat the shit out of Anton. Try, as it may seem. Actually, that hits. First one hits. Second hits. The third does not.
So he does slap him up a little bit.
It gets a few good punches in. Anton is going to take 15, 25 points of bludgeoning damage in total.
Damn.
That's 2 hits though. He kind of takes him, as he kind of takes him, he doesn't move a lot. It's kind of like that quick, like partial jerk, as it seems he's used to getting punched in the face.
Are you playing our characters against us right now?
No,
I know they're doppelgangers, but okay.
no, I
so
have
I
a
just don't know how
stat.
doppelgangers
There's a
work.
stat block for these specifically. They are all.
So they don't take our stats.
No, I'm not. I did
Okay.
not take your stats. As
That'd be
evil
pretty
as
sick.
evil as that would be, I didn't do that. But yeah, he takes the 2 hits. The Yotan one is going to attempt to hit you again. That first one's going to miss. I'm going to throw up my big dice across the fucking room. That's kind of crazy. The last hit is a crit because I rolled 2 natural 20s. That's scary. It is going to headbutt you, though, as it seems to not be able to move its arms. And you are going to take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, which reduced to 7 because you're raging. Yeah. It's now the one attacking Orion, who's big now, so it can't really grapple him. First one hits. Second one misses. Third one also hits. So Orion, you are going to take 16, 22 points of bludgeoning damage in total.
I'm down.
Down.
Yep.
All right. And you watch as Orion goes down.
I feel like I subtracted too many hit points, but like I also just took 27 the last fucking
Yeah,
thing, so.
you've been getting clobbered. It's not this one hasn't missed a lot of hits on you.
I have the highest AC in the group, and I'm the first one down.
Damn.
Eat HP to back up all them stats, boy.
Yotan.
Wait, you should pick up that one feat on your next time you get a
Talking
feat.
about tough?
No, the one that gives you HP per level.
That's tough.
Okay, yeah.
I
would
wouldn't
help out a
suggest
lot.
giving him body shield because that's specific for a certain playing type.
Meh. All right. So it's my turn.
Yes, it is Yotan's turn.
So he's going to attempt to get out of my grapple, I'm assuming.
Yep,
Alright. He will roll against me.
I rolled.
28.
Yeah, I didn't even get near that. You're rolling consistently high with this.
I will attack him again because I have 2 attacks, so he will try to break out again, correct?
It's just the one. And you do
Oh.
the 3d6.
Oh yeah, true.
It's because that 3d6 equals the equivalent of that many attacks. Or it's actually greater at the moment.
15. Oh god, that voice crack. 15.
Alright. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was like, why isn't it showing the 15? Because I'm looking at Anton's character sheet. 15. And then plus the... Yep. Okay. Actually, it's 25. Damn, you are hurting this boy. He's looking a little beaten up. You feeling bones cracking underneath the skin as you are doing this to him.
Can I headbutt him back with my next attack?
As your bonus, you can.
I don't understand what you mean by it is more than 2 attacks.
The damage output is greater than 2 attacks.
So you take 1 attack away?
So what I'm doing is you're doubling the damage output for a single action instead of taking
rather
2,
than reroll. Okay.
Yeah, instead of
Yeah.
doing 2 actions that would equal a little less.
Okay. I got it.
Your
Cool.
average damage output for this attack is roughly like 20 something right now. 2 attacks might get to like 15 as an average. 3 would get up to about 20. And you have the chance of missing with each of those attacks. This is essentially taking all of your attacks and making one good one.
No, I get you. Yeah, so as my bonus action, I'll just try to headbutt
Yeah,
him.
roll an unarmed strike. That hits.
21.
I think your unarmed strike is just a straight 6.
Yeah.
Plus 2 because you're raging, so 8 points of damage.
I didn't feel like headbutting him the first time, so
As you do this, the mask that's upon his face actually cracks a little bit. And you can see within, there seems to be just a blank face. There is no eyes, nose, or anything. It is blank because it does not know what's underneath your mask.
exactly that's what I was thinking.
It is now Orion who needs to roll a death saving throw for me.
Wait, now I'm confused. It materialized a mask on its face, or the mask was part of its face?
There's a thing going on with this. It's the mask. The mask is a part of it, yet not. If that makes sense.
Okay. All right, I gotcha.
So, quick question. It's just a D20,
You roll a d20.
no modifiers.
No modifier.
And if it's
10 or higher is a
10 or
success.
higher?
Yeah, 10 or higher is a success. A 9 or lower is
that
a
is
fail.
a failure.
So then mark a fail.
Hog.
It is now Anton's turn.
I love how I had the coolest idea for my next turn and I can't do it.
It is now Anton's turn, who is going to you watch those you that are up watch as he lifts his dagger again, producing that same necrotic energy from before, as he is going to slash at Calder's doppelganger, which he does succeed on the hit, and it is going to take. Let's see. That's 14 points of damage plus. Holy shit. 50. He's going to inflict 59 points of damage as the darkened blade seems to cause a sickening darkness to cover part of Calder's doppelganger. Yes. I'm doing math in my head. And you watch as he is going to run away from it, which it's going to get an attack of opportunity on him, which it misses. And he is going to get between Orion and the doppelganger over Orion. And is going to kind of stand there as a guard type deal. It's now Calder's turn.
I guess I'll just do another Scorching Ray at the second level against the guys. There's still 2 left, right?
There are 3 left.
3
Yours
left still?
is looking pretty bad. Yotan's is looking pretty bad. Orion's is very healthy still.
Okay.
I would just focus on Orion's.
Yeah. I'll do all 3 at Orion's then. That's a crit.
Roll the damage for that. Actually, no. You just go through them. Those all hit.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something real quick.
Damn.
7, 3, and then the crit is this one. 12.
12. So 7, 10, 24.
22.
Yes. 24 points of damage. No, 22. That was right. Yeah, you were right. 22. I'm naming numbers, not the right ones. All right, you scorch him. As that occurs, I need to roll something real quick. I need to roll this. Wow, I never thought that would happen. That's crazy. Calder, as you do that, along with the scorching ray, let's see, it's 3, second, third, fourth, fifth. You also cast what appear to be 7 magic missiles along with them.
What?
Wait, you cast what?
Roll
Seven?
a d4 for me.
Did you say 7 what?
Magic missiles.
Oh my god.
A d4 plus 1, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's 4.
They're going all for the same target?
Dear
They'd
god.
spread. They'd spread. I guess it would be 2 for the Cowder clone and the Jotun clone, and then 3 for the Orion clone, just to finish them off. You know.
God damn, what is that?
What do you expect?
What just happened? 7 magic missiles?
So, as
Oh
these
my
magic
God.
missiles seem to strike their targets, all of which keep on their feet, the Cowler one barely staying up, you almost hear the sound. It's similar to like glass cracking for a moment before it goes back to silence around you all.
I'm just gonna start clobbering the doppelganger in front of me.
It's now their turn.
Oh, okay.
I
thought you said they were dead. My bad.
No. The Calder one is going to rush you, Calder, because Anton is nowhere near it now. That's a miss. That's a hit. That is also a hit. Your AC is 14, right? Double checking. Okay, yeah. So those 2 hit you. You are going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage in total.
Whew.
The one
That's not
attacking,
bad.
yeah, the one attacking you, Yotan, is going to fail its first attack. It's going to hit the second. It's going to fail the third. So it headbutts you again, further breaking the mask that's upon its face, and is going to inflict 15 points of bludgeoning damage, which is going to be reduced to 7 because you are enraged. And the last one is going to attack Anton, which the first attack hits, the second one does not, the third one does not. So Anton is going to take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as well, as it clubs him in the side of the head and he manages to block the other 2 attacks. It is now Yotan's turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna try and rip this guy's leg off.
Okay.
So he needs to do one more against my athletics, right?
Yeah, and he's probably going to fail because...
Which I have advantage, right?
Yeah, because you're raging. Yeah, you just
26.
automatically... Jesus.
Alright,
Roll a 3d6.
so
Roll the 3d6 because you always do 3d6
Alright.
damage when you're in this mode.
6.
Plus 10 because of your shit that goes with it. 16. How do you want to do this? You rolled exactly what he had
Alright.
left.
So let's say our hands were like locked together. So what I do is I shift his weight to the left and he falls to the ground. I put my foot on his back. I grab his leg as it's like, as he's kicking, I grab his leg. I just pull once and I pull a second time and just rip it right out of its socket and just hold it up in the air and throw it on the ground. He's just screaming in agony.
It produces a muffled screech as you do this. This kind of blackish blood splattering across the ground. And as you throw its leg to the side, you watch as the body seems to start withering rapidly before turning into dust, including the leg.
Everything.
As you threw the leg, it withers, and as it hits the ground and rolls a little bit, it kind of turns to this dust powder.
They have to make a wisdom saving throw of 13 or plus to remain calm and composed.
I wonder why.
That's a pass. That's also a pass.
So they don't even care.
They're focused on their targets. That's pretty much what it's. They have a target. They want their target.
All right, so I'm gonna use my. I used one attack, right?
That would have been your vice grip. So then you have a bonus action that you can use.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my. That's right. I forgot. That I used one. I mean, that I used only one.
Yeah. If I let you use vice grip as like 3 attack actions or 2 attack actions, you would be broken. I think this is pretty balanced right now.
I'm gonna use my bow. I'm surprised I even got that off. I'm gonna use my guild signet ring to use Expeditious Retreat back to Calder.
He's standing next to you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't. I'm going to say this. You don't need to use the spell. He's right there. And his doppelganger is directly in front of him. You guys were fighting within like 5 feet of each other, by the way. Orion's like 10 feet from you because he got knocked down.
My bonus action just to try and stand in between the two, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you weasel yourself in between the two of them. Kind of acting like a shield. Orion, I need you to roll another death saving throw.
That is a 16.
That is a pass. You succeeded in one.
I'm 1 and 1 right now. It was so close to a fucking 20. I'm mad.
And
I always hate when the digital dice show you a little tease and then just click over.
I'm rolling actual dice.
Oh, okay.
Anton,
Same thing for that.
You watch as Anton has done, as he's done before multiple times, takes his dart and the black necrotic energies flowing from his hand goes over the dart as he tries to drive it into Orion's doppelganger, which is a success. Ooh, I actually have to roll for that, don't I? So he's going to do a massive pool of damage because he just has the ability to use inflict wounds as many times as he wants.
Why? Why do you think that's fair?
Because this character is specifically made for this item that he has. You watch as he slashes through Orion's doppelganger the same way that you would watch his doppelganger disappear. Is this darkness from the blade seems to consume the form of this creature and it vanishes. And as his bonus action, he's going to turn around. Actually, no, he's not. As his bonus action, he's going to chuck his dart as Calder's doppelganger, which I'm just going to roll on D&D and Beyond for that, which is going to hit. Calder, your face gets covered in black blood as a dart goes through the side of your doppelganger's head and causes.
Wait, I'm standing. He's standing behind me though, isn't he?
So it goes across. It goes across your gut. That's right.
Pause.
So blood splatters onto Yotan's chest as
I'll wipe it off with Jotun's like skin or armor or whatever. Just like wipe it off on.
You watch the same effect happen to Calder's doppelganger as Calder's form seems to wither into this almost mummified corpse before turning into a dust. Combat is out, and you are out of combat. Immediately,
and scene.
Anton turns and quickly begins to try to revitalize Orion to the best of his ability, which I'm going to roll a medicine check. Mark another success, Orion, and then roll me a death saving throw.
Oh, God.
If you fail, I'm going to fucking laugh.
I forgot.
I got a 10.
That's a pass. You're stabilized.
Yeah.
I also forgot when he used that ability. What is the value for 95? Well, this really doesn't matter anyways. You guys are lucky that the fight ended when it did.
No, you're lucky I didn't get my next turn because I was about to fucking summon Deluge of Water and make a whirlpool with sharks in it. It was gonna be cool.
God!
What?
I have a spell called Freedom of the Waves.
Oh yes.
I can summon water spouts or a whirlpool and I was gonna summon a whirlpool and have everyone else saved because it's plus my spell modifier, and then I was gonna conjure a shark with my bonus action for fighter and have a shark attack after my turn.
That's sick as fuck.
It was gonna be dope as fuck.
You would have literally just Sharknado just randomly.
Yes, it would have been cool.
Inside of this
And I
small
didn't get
ass
to do
ring.
it. I'm
The
so
monk
upset.
was just too OP.
Oh, I was like, ooh, I could actually save people without having to use my sorcery points. And I was like, oh, it's 120 feet
Oh
Oh
god.
of a range.
God, that's insane.
Or it's a 15-foot radius, but I have 100. I can summon 120 feet away. So we
Okay.
all would have been inside of it.
Anton produces like a sigh after he realizes that Orion is stabilized. He turns to the two of you and just says, "Does one of you have a healing potion by chance?"
For me,
Yes, I do. I have 3 more.
thanks,
I
bud.
have one in mind.
Yeah.
So
2d4 plus you. 2d4 plus 2. Sorry.
roll the 2d4, Orion, to see what you get back in health.
That is a 6, and you said +2,
Plus 2. Yeah.
so 8.
So you get 8 points of health back. Congrats, you are not dying anymore.
Can we Terraria this thing and like get greater health potions if we pay for?
Yes, we can. We just have to get.
Okay.
It's
Hey,
just a better quality.
Since we're out of combat, can I actually fucking heal myself?
Yes, you can use your spells to heal yourself now. As
Okay,
you
cool.
you come back, looking around and noticing that there is dust on the ground. This white powdery dust that seems to be in piles in certain areas around where you did see the doppelgangers before you passed out. Though now that you look into the silvery cube, you all notice that there is no reflection coming from the cube.
Okay. I'm gonna. Did anyone else need a potion, by the way?
I have one in case I need it.
Okay.
I got back up to 25.
Do you have any more spell slots? I think Jotun needs a little.
I have what is it? I have
Like a
4
cantrip
first
or-
levels, 2 second levels, and 1 third level.
I wouldn't mind the potential 10 HP that it can provide.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink a potion myself. Though.
All right, I'll do
Glug
Cure
glug.
Wounds for Yotan.
That's not bad.
Oh, that's hot.
Anton takes a moment and just kind of looks to all of you and says, "If we could probably rest for a minute, considering we know that this is the end of this area."
You get 15 points.
I wouldn't mind doing a small little rest. First, I want
A
to check
short
out
rest
this
wouldn't be bad.
silver cube. If anything is up with it, I'd like to take it back for research purposes.
As an FYI, this cube is roughly like 7 feet by 7 feet by 7 feet.
Oh,
This is a big cube.
Question.
Talking like a
Can I
massive
take-
silver cube. That's how they walked out of
I-
this cube.
Can I take my quarterstaff and strike at the cube to see how that works?
Mhm.
Like if it would break?
Actually, the cube is bigger. It would be 10. It would be probably 10 or 11 feet by 10 or 11, like because it had to have picked Yotan's reflection. You could hit it.
Okay, do you have to roll for that?
Roll an attack roll.
I got a 10.
Your arms don't feel too good after hitting that. You
Believe
feel
it,
like you just got
a chunk
vibrated.
missing.
Dong.
I got a chunk missing out of my arm because a beak bit me.
You hit it, and it's like in those cartoons where they hit like the gong and they just start shaking rapidly. Just arms just your arms are shook, and you do not feel good about what you just did.
How are we doing that?
The cube doesn't seem to react though. It just makes the noise of a standard steel cube. Just after that.
Too bad I don't have shatter.
Oh god, the other party just got a hold of that spell.
I think that'd be sick. Just be like,
I'm-
I'm gonna shatter all the mirrors in here.
their bard is becoming a real problem.
Journey.
Yes, she's a threat to all of my plans.
Oh, actually, I can summon
The only
crocodiles. I'm gonna do that next time.
non-martial class though.
28.
So I can summon any beast specifically, or is it
It's any beast within a certain level, I think. It states
Yeah,
in the spell.
It's like
the
0 to 2, I think.
Yeah.
Although, question: can I summon them in the sky and have them fall on people?
Does the spell have a range?
Yeah, 60 feet.
Yeah, then you can summon it 60 feet away from you.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You guys speak amongst yourselves as you take a rest. Do you have any RPing you would like to do? Or are you taking a rest? Because I have
Calder, can we finally just admit our love for one another? No.
I'm just start making out.
Me as the DM needs to use the bathroom real quick, so you talk among yourselves. I just need a quick break.
Yotan just whips his mask off and just starts making out.
Yeah. But
I guess this would be a good time to do
your mom.
You said we're doing a short rest, right?
short rest. Yeah, bless you.
But where's Calder from exactly?
Tiberia, or not Tiberia? Tithran.
I'm from
Down in the
Tiberia.
bottom left. Yeah. I'm from the.
What is the land?
From there.
What's the land like there? Yotan's like motioning his hands.
It's pretty normal. It's there's a very large mage guild that is there, and it's the College of Tithran. It's the capital of Normandy. I come from there. My parents were scholars and teachers at the Mage Academy, an evocationist and a conjurer. I used to go up north to the docks. It's one of 2 docks and entrances to Normandy, other than a small shortcut land bridge at the northeast through the forest. But the forest is a little dangerous. But I used to hang out at the docks, help around. There were some nomadic druids like Orion over at I forgot what that place is called, and I can't read it off the map because it's low quality.
I got this. I'll find it.
But we used to go help out and learn a little bit about the druidic magic over near the forest, and go hunt the magical beasts that lived in the forest. And then down south is Lorne, the major entrance and the sort of melting pot of Normandy. It's where all of our imports and exports come from. It's very, very interesting every time you go down there. Never a new face.
Are you talking about
never not a
Skullhar?
new face. Yeah, Skullhar.
Skullharl. My inability to read is showing even worse when it's words that aren't real.
Yeah.
I just realized I had poison spray. Fuck.
I was gonna say, to finish, I was basically like, I spent a lot of time doing scholarly stuff in Tithran in the college, hanging out with.
For the first time, Yotan is falling asleep.
Damn.
While you guys are having this conversation during your rest, Anton's kind of positioned himself off to the side a bit, kind of sitting with his back to you, kind of. He almost looks like he's meditating, but at times he's shifting a little bit, as if he's messing with something.
Going to fart, gotta lift your cheek up. I understand. But Calder will ask, how about you, Jotun? And verbally say, and Orion, how about you? Where are you from? What's your story like?
Well, my story is not as interesting as your origins, Calder, but I grew up in Riverdale. I grew up in Riverdale in Tiberia, but I accidentally let a member of the meat grinder into our elevated city, and he caused quite a racket. And Aarakocras are pretty stoic creatures, so they don't like anything out of order. So I got exiled for letting an outsider in, and I was taken in with a druidic group. And
Don't really seem to mind sharing sharing what it is and shit. Just saying.
what?
But maybe that's why you were exiled as well.
Oh yeah, Riverdale. They're super like, I don't want to say xenophobic, but they don't like outsiders, and they don't they like being on their own.
Uh-huh.
And I let this stranger in because Tiberia is quite a awful place to roam and wander. It's very hard, difficult to survive. But I thought I was doing something good. He came in, caused some damage, hurt some people. That's a big no-no for us. So I got exiled. Taken in with this druidic group. Baco was the name I said earlier. He's a fearbolg who took me in and kind of trained me. And
Oh, the one. Wait. Oh, Sussy.
huh?
Sussy Baka.
Oh, God damn it!
Custine
Yes,
pasta.
Sussy Baco. But Baco was my my brother in the druidic group, and he kind of taught me how to manifest my wildfire spirit to keep me warm in the Tiberia's winters.
Huh.
Although I don't remember that time too well. I just remember showing up in front of Grand Helm and being told that I was ready and that the prince had asked for help.
Well, I'm glad we picked you and Kosho up when we did, because we had lacked a few party members. They had split off to do another chore. And Jotun, your story?
He's just staring into the fire.
There is no
Well,
fire.
almost like he didn't. Oh. He's just staring up.
Actually, I still have my wildfire spirit.
Oh, yeah.
So he's definitely just bundled into like a calcifer-like fire.
He's just doing a little jig in there. Like,
I'm picturing a literal firefox just curled in a ball, sleeping in the middle of everyone.
What's funny was every time I summon my wildfire spirit, I can make it whatever animal I want, and I had it as an eye in my head. So just imagine an eye just sitting, staring back at Yotan.
Don't they have like giant ass eyes?
They
Almost
have
like he
huge
didn't hear
eyes
you.
and long fucking fingers. They're creepy as hell.
You should say like a Potu bird. Like a great Potu.
Actually, I have a
No.
question. I can summon any
People
animal, right? That
chat.
includes like
Oh, no.
mollusks.
It has to be labeled as a beast, but yeah, mollusk would be a beast.
I don't know if this specific creature I have in my head is in D&D Beyond, but
This is just all Jotun sees looking back from the fire.
Oh dear God.
you
Oh
forgot the
dear
fingers.
God.
Yeah, here, I'm trying to get one. Oh, this is better. Hopefully
But
this will send.
there's a specific mollusk that I want to I want to summon, and it's called a gooey duck.
Oh my God.
That's just what's looking back at Jotun.
But it's made of fire.
Pure flame.
It's made of fire, and its fingers are branches. They're like little twigs.
I'm just
They have leaves
picturing
coming
like a
out.
miniature like tree golem or like tree
Basically.
sprite, but it's just inflamed. Oh my God. All right. You guys rest though, and about an hour passes, and
What is that?
we're not gonna talk about it.
Jotun?
And
That's a
Anton,
gooey duck.
Damn, that's a meaty boy.
That's a gooey duck.
That's a great Potu bird, by the way.
yes, I know. They're scary birds. They shouldn't exist, but they
it.
do.
Bro, their call is scary.
Everything about them is scary.
Oh, I should do a fucking what are they called?
Anyway, he just
Cassowary.
stares into whatever stupid animal it is.
Um,
Almost like he
I'm gonna
didn't hear
summon
the
a cassowary
question.
next for sure.
roughly.
But what he is remembering is what the small witch told him. back from the first encounter.
Mm-hmm.
All that's going through his head is.
He's just
"It's a
drawing it in the
creature
dirt.
of holes and tricks."
There is no dirt; it's all stone.
He's probably
He's
strong enough to
carving into
dig it.
the
Yeah, carve it in
stone.
there.
Finger
He's
goes
also
into
remembering.
skin.
He's also remembering a woman touching his face, saying, "What did they do to you?" Right?
Yes, that was the very first
Yeah, that was
flashback you had.
The only flashback I had is what I said.
Yeah.
Yo, Yotan got mommy issues? Me too.
The girl he saw was like 16 or 17 years old. Please do not make those jokes.
Oh, maiden.
Whoosh.
Anyway, an hour passes as you guys speak amongst yourselves. Anton finally kind of rising to his feet, muttering something under his breath before kind of turning around towards all of you. He just says, "Are you all good to go to keep diving into this place?"
I guess as good as we'll ever be. Anyone else?
Fine for now.
He
I just
gives-
realized, as a druid, I would have an encyclopedic knowledge of animals. This is great.
And as a wizard, I have books.
Oh, what a fucking nerd!
Hey!
Can I ask for people to roll a perception check? Just like because I figured he'd be crying like slightly underneath his mask, and only people
It
and
would,
a
I
very
got a
close.
16.
it would have to be like a natural, or not natural. It would have to be a 20 or higher to notice because the mask covers your
Damn.
entire face.
Yeah, it's dripping out the bottom.
Two.
Wait,
Nobody notices the silent tears of Yotan.
Counter
wait.
literally just like looks at it like, man, what a weirdo.
But since I have like knowledge of nature and whatnot, I'd be like, why do I smell salty water nearby?
I smell a small salty water body.
Exactly.
And you
Yeah,
all.
and your penis fire thing
It's called a
suddenly
gooey duck.
is suddenly interested in the salt water.
Yeah, it starts crawling towards Yotan.
Oh God. Oh no, I don't want to picture that. You all gather yourselves and begin to head into this corridor beyond the silver cube that you had been making your way towards. The stone, the smooth whitish gray stone that you had originally come upon, seems to change into a darker kind of grayish brown, and it's very jagged in this space for the most part, except for the ground that seems to be smooth as you head deeper in a slight incline that seems to sink deeper within the earth. Everyone roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Is that on the top left, the little saving throw modifiers?
Yes.
Mhm.
Everyone roll a wisdom one for me.
I got a 19.
16.
I have a +6 in wisdom.
Yo, 10. Wisdom saving throw. I'll do it
Oh, I
myself.
got a random question. What was the D20 that me and Calder rolled randomly in the middle?
I'm not telling you.
Oh,
I have no obligation to tell you.
That's I rolled well anyway.
To be honest, there's only certain numbers on that. I will just say this: there's certain numbers on that roll that would have been critical. You didn't hit those numbers. Anyway, now that I've imbued the fear of God into you, you all get this. You get a strange sensation going through this tunnel. Almost like the time that's passing as you go through this tunnel seems distorted. There's moments where you feel that every step is taking an eternity, and then you find yourself rapidly moving forward, and your thoughts are unaligned, and vision kind of scatters here and there every so often as you're passing through this area. But other than that,
It's a tunnel, or
it's a tunnel. It is a very long tunnel, and what feels like both hours, possibly days, and also minutes at the same time. You find yourself entering what looks to be a stone maze made of a
fucking god.
kind of a grayish, not maroon, what's the color I'm thinking of? It's almost slightly red tinted wall, this red tinted stone, but it's mostly gray. There's like a slight red
It's
tint
called
to it.
mauve.
Sure, let's go with that. Sure.
Shut the fuck up.
But you have found yourself within a maze.
Okay.
Anton, as he
Get out
kind
of
of
this maze.
looks around, says, "I do remember this section. We need to find a mirror that looks like it's made of liquid, kind of ripples."
Oh, cool. We have to find a mirror in the mirror world where there's a bunch of mirrors. That'll be easy.
Kind of gives you a frown, and then just starts walking. I need. If you'd like to roll, anyone like to roll nature check or survival check? I mean survival. Sorry, survival check to see if you can get a natural.
With a 21, Jesse.
I got a natural 20. That is a 26.
23.
Wow, you guys feel a natural, the same natural pull that Orion felt before. You both feel it now as you are moving through this maze. Feeling
My
guided.
gooey duck is crawling.
Yeah, finding
Follow the gooey duck.
finding a natural pull to this maze. As you are moving, though, I need you all to roll a perception check for me, which will include Anton, which I will roll his as well.
That's a 7.
18.
You're going
That was
over
good.
here, buddy. I'm not rolling well with a bunch of these dice today.
Okay, we're just gonna ignore Jones. You've Calder, and as well as Anton, begin to hear what almost sounds like shattered pieces of glass rubbing together.
The tiny squeak you get when you rub two pickles together.
And it almost sounds like something thrashing some distance away. And it's moving, whatever it is sounds like it's moving rapidly. And it's getting closer. Anton is looking nervous, and the hackles on the back of his neck seem to stand on end as he kind of picks up the pace a little bit.
It sounds like it's getting closer from behind or from in front.
You can't tell. Because behind you could be in front of you. We're in a maze.
Uh-huh. Okay. Shit. Ah, fuck, I don't have... No, wait, I can get one of these back. Okay. I can Dimension Door. But...
You would have to leave people behind.
Yeah. Could only teleport one willing creature of my size or smaller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. Sorry, I was on a call, but I am good for the rest of the night.
Okay, are we getting, like, stuck in the maze, or no?
No, you guys have been moving pretty easily through it, but now you hear the sound moving around.
As we're going, I'm gonna ritual cast Unseen Servant to just stand still and keep saying communicate with me.
Okay. So you guys continue on as this servant. I have to ask, what are the stats on that thing?
AC of 10 has 1 hit point, strength of 2, can attack. If it drops 0 hit points, the spell ends.
Okay. You guys continue moving on. Roughly about 5 minutes, your servant doesn't get anything before suddenly disconnecting. Just you feel it vanish.
Well, it's about 60 feet away from me. Right?
And yes, which moving through this maze, you find yourself that you weren't getting too far from it because it felt like you were having to weave a lot. But within that 5 minute period, it vanished.
Me too.
Right. Okay. I'll let the party know about like the servant that I placed when I place it, and just let them know like he still has connection, so the thing isn't behind us. And then right when it vanishes, I'll be like, okay, I've lost connection.
I feel like the moment you say I still have connection, it cuts off. It's just like shit.
I
I'm just
still
imagining
have-
the Discord noise.
yeah, and literally just like I'm still have connection, and
I can't hear it unfortunately because I have streamer mode on. But it's such
Oh.
a good. Yeah, I have streamer mode on, so I wasn't hearing all my notifications because I was getting spammed with messages when we started this thing.
Bruh.
Yep, but now all of you can hear the sound of glass kind of scraping against itself, and you now also hear the sound of almost what sounds like glass cracking and shattering over and over again as something is thudding around some distance from you.
Okay, I guess we'll just hurry up the pace. Right?
I mean, yeah, I have regular running speed now that I'm
Yeah, I
a
have
certain
30
level.
feet.
And Tom gives you a nod and picks up his pace as well, gripping his
I guess
dart.
We'll continue to dash.
Okay.
I'll stay beside Jotun in running speed, just in case I need to dimension door him out, because I think he's the slowest.
Orion actually runs slower, but he can fly, so he's.
I'm the same speed as you, bitch.
Okay.
So you guys begin to rapidly move through this maze, moving further and further ahead. Anton's kind of getting. And Orion, are you on your feet or are you flying?
I'll fly. Just
So
like 3 feet off the ground.
You and Anton are
You act so casual.
ahead, kind of guiding the way
Pisses me off.
as you guys move through. And as you guys are moving through there, you come to a large open space that you begin to run through, and Anton, gripping the dart in his hand, seems to pick up speed as he's running along Orion, who's kind of going. He's actually going faster than Orion and is actually getting ahead, running towards one of the thinner openings within this space. As there's one entrance that looks to it looks like you have to squeeze through it a little bit in order to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get roughly halfway across the room, you hear a crash behind you. And as you glance back, you see a strange.
Oh, I'm not glancing back. I'm not
Oh,
glancing.
you're not
back.
glancing back? Anton
not
is.
looking
Who's
back.
glancing back?
I'ma just-
Who wants to glance back at the shattering noise that happens behind everyone?
Okay.
I will glance back.
You see a large, dark mass made of black, gray, and purple shards of some mysterious glass-like substance moving. The only thing I can compare it to is like if you imagine like a starfish running at a rapid pace.
That's terrifying.
And it is approaching Calder and Yotan rapidly.
Oh god.
As it slammed into a wall, kind of bounced off it, and then darted towards them. And I'm going to let this be a round of you guys do as you want, and then once we hit a certain point, I'm making initiative happen.
Okay. So, how far is the crack that we have to squeeze through?
From you,
And yeah.
40 feet. Anton is reached it, but is stopped next to it. And Orion's about 10 feet from it.
I'm gonna scream up and say, "Can we fit through? Will this thing fit through?" Because I haven't looked back.
I can actually. Okay, so Yotan might not fit through, but I have my wildfire spirit, so he could probably just teleport Yotan through the hole.
I
Wait,
was gonna
actually,
say,
hold on.
I could just dimension Doros past it from where we are, because I have 500 feet of range with it.
Actually, I can actually. It says the spirit in each willing creature of your choice, and I can teleport it up to 15 feet. So if you get 15 feet instead of 40, I
Yeah,
can
no.
teleport you through the crack.
We
All
both
of us.
have 30 movement speed, so yeah, we can go 25 and then jump.
Okay.
You gotta grab onto the gooey duck firmly.
Firmly grasp it in your hand.
Firmly grasp it. He might be a
Grasp
little
it
sticky.
in your hand.
Don't stop saying that.
Actually, you guys only have to
Don't
move.
stop.
What?
20 feet, 25 feet.
Yeah, like only 25. It's a 5-foot range.
Okay.
Okay, so you rush
Yeah,
towards
we'll
this
do that.
flaming gooey duck.
Hell yeah.
You're going to have a teleport.
Yeah, I'll have us teleport through the crack.
Okay. So the three of you teleport
I
through
don't
the
think
crack.
it says. Yeah, it says that I can see.
Yeah.
So since I can see through the crack, I'll just teleport.
So the three of you teleport through the crack, reaching this kind of small room on the other side. Anton quickly begins to shuffle his way through. You hear the shattering glass behind you as Anton rolls out from the crack. A piece of these shards hitting the ground behind him before being drawn back through the crack towards this entity. And you hear a loud screech and a loud cracking noise as you glance back in the crack, and it almost looks like the fabric of reality has torn slightly in the crack for a moment before fixing itself, and the creature seems to storm off somewhere.
Okay. I was about to tiny hut that shit and just kind of like chill there.
On another note, roll another perception check, everyone.
Oh.
That's a dirty 20.
5.
Orion, you notice
Yep.
you hear a kind of a clicking beetle-like noise, and as you glance up, you see these almost arcane blue. It's the only way I can really describe it. Like that blue that you always see as like mana being the color of.
Mm-hmm.
Beetles, almost scarab-like beetles, dropping from the ceiling towards Calder.
Can
Calder?
I cast Gust on top of him so it blows them away from him?
I'll let you do it as they are falling, but Calder, before...
That's what I'm saying. Like as they're falling
yeah.
on top of Calder, if I can do
Save.
Gust to push him out of the way.
As they get near Calder and you do this, they don't land on him, but you watch as electricity arcs off of them. And Calder, you take 16 points of lightning damage.
What the fuck?
Shit.
As these beetles are thrown away from you, but arc against you. Also, actually, sorry, not 16. Sorry, I lied. I did this wrong. You take 11 points of lightning damage, and you lose one of your highest level spell slots. As you feel your arcane energy drained slightly.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
There is a doorway for you guys to exit. And the beetles are pressed against a wall due to a gust of wind.
So then we will skedaddle out of there.
Later.
All right, you all bolt from the chamber, this small chamber, and
Bolt.
begin to run through various corridors before finally reaching what looks to be a long, probably about 15-foot long wall that's roughly 10 feet tall, made of a metallic liquid that seems to ripple almost like a pond in front of you. And you see written in Infernal on the ground in front of this wall the words. Where did my words go? There they are. The words: "A trial awaits for those who come to seek what is locked in the reflection." Anton steps forward and looks over the writing on the ground before looking at the mirror and glances back to all of you, a look of both relief and nervousness on his face. He says, "This is the last step." And he turns towards the mirror and walks into it.
Alright.
Kind of like Mario with picture frames. Just
I
kind of
didn't
walks
think,
in.
I in my notes, I literally said, "We are in Mario 64 Mirror World."
Calder will go up to it and see if he can push through as well.
Your hand goes right into it, as if it was a very thin veil.
I'll kind of like, before stepping all the way through, motion for Jotun to like, come on, let's go. Or motion to the party.
Alright, Calder vanishes
Yes,
within the mirror. Yotan, you following suit?
Yes, master.
Yotan follows after, and then Orion is last, I assume?
Yes.
Alright. We're gonna start with Calder.
I think I'd be looking back to make sure those beetles weren't following us.
Yeah. Calder.
Can I check my inventory?
Hey, everything's there.
Just in case the beetles stole something.
Calder,
Yeah.
you enter the space, your vision goes dark for a moment, and you're walking for a moment, just kind of in pure darkness, not feeling anything around you, and you find yourself stop for a moment, and your vision begins to come back. You find yourself within a large auditorium. An auditorium very familiar to you, one of which was one of the school's auditorium of where you were raised. At the moment it's empty. The only light in the room, a small torch on a stand before you at the bottom of the stage.
Okay. I guess I'll walk up.
You begin to approach the fire of this torch, your vision flashing a bit as you're getting closer, seeing images of flames overtaking the space around you before it goes back to darkness. And it seems to flash back and forth, and a distant sound of screams and shouts of terror slowly get closer as you get near this torch. And as you get within about 10 feet of it, the visions you've been seeing flashing before you seem to become a reality. And the space around you is on fire. You see people screaming and frantically running about. What would you like to do in this situation?
Hold on.
And there's a flame within both of your hands.
Okay. Calder's gonna... Do I have the dragon chart familiar?
As you look around for it, it's not with you.
Okay. I guess I'll cast Control Flames. And, like, to the maximum power of my ability, increase the range. And try and, like, basically suck up all of the flame into Calder.
You reach out towards these flames and attempt to do this.
That good suck.
The calling to it of trying to seduce the flame and cause it to die down, and for a moment, you close your eyes, focusing on this thought, and as you reopen them, you see the flames growing instead, and are growing larger and larger. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
17.
17. You feel yourself beginning to panic as you, without thinking, collapse to the ground to your knees. The only thought going through your head that this can't be real. And the thought keeps going over and over through your head, and the flames burning around you, the screams seem to just slowly fade, and when you finally open your eyes again, you are alone with you are alone in a different room, and we'll get to that in a minute. Orion, we'll do Jotun first because Jotun entered next. Jotun, you walking down this dark corridor, you don't see any of your companions anywhere to be found, and instead find yourself entering this large chamber with a woman standing within it, or at least what looks like a woman. Her body completely made of this silvery material, no facial features of any kind, as she stands at the end of the room. And as you approach her, she tilts her head slightly to one side and says, "You are an interesting one, undead but alive, emotionless yet caring, a husk with a weakened soul. I wonder what is more important to you, them or her?" And as she says this, she gestures to the left where the witches that you had seen appear within a doorway to the left of her. And then to the right, you see the little girl that you had seen in the dreams and the visions. She continues and says, "One will bring you strength, but you will lose yourself and become what they created. The other will tell you who you were, a path to reignite the soul and to become something more than a creation, a second chance at life." And she simply stands there, holding both hands up, gesturing to both doorways.
Huh.
What would you like to do?
How much stronger can I get is the question. Man. I'll choose the girl.
All right. I'm so happy I have notes on this, on this specific choice. You go towards the doorway, entering it, pausing for a moment before stepping through it, as if there's almost a force that seems to stop you for just a moment, and you step into the space, your vision blurring before clearing up, and you find yourself sitting at a small table in a small cabin, fire crackling in the fireplace to your left, and a small Goliath girl sitting opposite of you at the table. She has familiar gray eyes, the ones you remember from the visions, as she smiles at you, picking at the food at her plate that is in front of her. You feel yourself smile back, not knowing, or you know what your real face looks like, but yeah, you feel yourself smile back at her, looking down at a plate before you, and the vision blurring and changing. And you then find yourself standing in the snow, the cabin burning in front of you, a spear in one hand and a large sack filled with fresh meat from a successful hunt in the other. Feeling them both drop from your hands as fear overtakes you, unable to move or react as the flames overtake the home, and you look over in the snow, seeing a ship some distance away, a raider's ship, the only place that the young girl could have been taken in your mind. And your vision darkens for a moment, and you find yourself within an unfamiliar chamber, and we'll get back to that. We are now to Orion. I feel really bad for Zoop. I really had a great thing set up for his character, and I can't do it. I'll have to do it another day. Um, Orion, you your vision seems to twist and change rapidly in front of you before you find yourself standing in the center of Riverdale, looking about the streets, finding that the very familiar city square that you used to spend a lot of time in. The people around you seem happy, but unaware that you are there. And then a voice speaks, and you hear a female voice, unfamiliar to you, that says, "You're home, the place you were outcasted from, for simply helping another, allowing the slightest crack to form in the armor of the city." And you watch as the city around you changes, smoke filling the air as raiders fought off guards of the city while killing and capturing men, women, and children around you. And the voice comes back and says, "A mark that has never left you, a mistake that lingers in your mind." And the scene changes as you find yourself floating in the air, overlooking what looks to be yourself sitting upon the edge of a large rock, overlooking the grasslands of Almoria on the edge of the mountains. As you watch yourself sitting there, you watch as a female Aarakocran and a child, young Aarakocran, come into view, making their way towards you where you were sitting on the rocks as you glance back towards them. Something about them seems familiar, but your memory of them is fuzzy as you watch them interact with you upon the rock. And the voice comes back and says, "And yet you seem to have lost the good memories, those of the people who kept you going after being casted out. Why would that be? Did you mean to forget them? Or were you forced to?" And as this happens, you find yourself, the vision darkening and finding yourself in a strange chamber, a woman that seems to be made of some silvery material standing before you, no facial features whatsoever. And she gestures, she stands in front of you with two doors behind her. What would you like to do, Orion?
Do the doors have any symbols on them?
They both, one looks to be, they're just closed. They're two closed, like, gray doors right now. She is standing before you.
I guess I'll walk up to the silver woman and say, "What's behind the doors?"
There are two paths from this place that you can take, one of which you must choose. She gestures to the door on her left and says, "Learn of your past and regain the lost memories, but it will come with the grief and hardship of what had happened." Or, and she gestures to the other door, she says, "Leave it behind, forget it, and build a future for yourself with the troubles of your past forgotten. Only you can decide this." And as the two doors open, the door on the right seems to produce this blinding white light, while the door on the left shows a grassland with a lingering storm cloud overhead. She simply stands there, gesturing to both doors.
Much like the seasons throughout the year, we keep pushing forward. And I'll pick the door with the storm.
Do you know which one you're picking? I'm just gonna I might have made it confusing.
I'm picking the one that's whatever, like the one that's not the past.
That would be the white door. The storm one is the past.
Oh,
Sorry.
then I'll go to the white door.
Okay. So you approach the white door, pushing into the light, its warmth overtaking you as you are blinded. And you squint for a moment, kind of trying to take in the light for a moment, and it dims, and you find yourself within a room. Calder on the ground, kind of crumpled in a heap. slowly recovering from some sort of panic that he had endured, and Yotan standing a few feet away. Just, would you be confused? Or not you.
would
I'm
look
talking about
around.
Yotan.
Oh,
Yotan, would you be confused after what happened, or how would you be standing in this room?
Yeah, I guess I would be as well. Just holding my hands up to my head, up to the top of my head, just kind of like trying to figure it all out. I guess
Yeah, so you
that
find
would
your
be
two
the best way of
compatriots
putting it.
confused, and you see some distance away. You see Anton kind of. He's staring at something in his hand that he clenches onto for a moment, muttering under his breath in a language you don't understand, and forces the object into his pocket. Kind of shakes off whatever feeling he was having. How do you want to react, Orion, in this new situation?
Would I have seen Anton shove something in his pocket?
Yes.
I guess I'll march up to him and be like, Anton, what the hell was that? What the hell was the trial you were talking about?
That was the trial.
What was the point of all it?
It's the way the mirror tests you, traps you if you fail.
Well, it looks like we're all here still, so I don't think we're trapped.
Yes. But being trapped doesn't necessarily mean we'd be stuck here, but stuck in our own heads. He kind of gives you a look, and as he looks into your eyes, you watch his eyes seem to be rapidly changing between blue, yellow, and red. And his face doesn't seem to be able to hold one emotion, but seems to be switching between many. Before he quickly turns from you and kind of pulls his hood over his head and kind of keeps grumbling under his breath.
I guess I'll go tend to Calder and see if he's okay.
Calder, by this point, you have recovered from what had happened, but you are shaken.
He'd probably like flinch really hard whenever he like goes over to him and touches him.
It's okay, my gooey duck will nuzzle up on you. All over your face.
I fucking hate this.
This is terrible.
It's better than a cassowary. That was the next one.
But Calder will like shudder really hard and like take a deep breath before standing up and trying to compose himself and be like, okay, Anton, what the fuck did you drag us into? And what's the next step?
You see him. He's visibly shaking. By the way, you can tell he's like whatever happened to him has shaken him just as bad as you guys have been shaken. And he says, he kind of glances at you, and you see the same thing his eyes were doing. You don't see his face anymore. You just see his eyes because of the way he's put his hood up. You see them rapidly changing between red, blue, and yellow. And he just says, that was the trial. And he kind of moves his head in a funny way, and you hear a loud crack as he turns and begins to move towards this corridor. Looking within the space you are in, though, now that we're onto that note, there are a few what look to be small bags within the space. Various abandoned satchels, some which look entirely empty. There's a small chest or two within the space. And there is a single backpack that looks to have been torn open. But other than that, you only see these bags within the room.
I'll look through the chests.
Can I check my inventory?
You have your inventory.
Okay,
Same
cool.
here.
I guess we'll start rummaging through the bags.
Okay,
I'll
so
look through the
Calder
chest,
first, looking
sir.
through the chest, you find inside. You find a ring of mind shielding, and
Hold on. Ring of mind
shielding,
shielding. Okay.
and a movable rod, and a
Give you an immovable rod.
very nice black cloak that you can tell is enchanted, but you're not entirely sure what the enchantment is specifically. And as you pick up this cloak, it seems to almost like shift slightly as if a breeze passed through.
Just to add it in, would it be the cloak of displacement?
No.
The bat.
Yeah, who wants to look through an item next? Because that was the chest.
I'll go through one of the bags that are on the ground.
Going into the bags, you got kind of going through like a group of bags that were there. You find within the bags there is 150 gold pieces, 10 platinum, and 4 greater healing potions.
Wait, 10 platinum?
10 platinum. That's 100 gold pieces. That's not that much.
Oh, fuck. I keep all my shit in gold. I forget about that.
Yeah, 10 platinum is 10 gold.
Okay, but what cloak is it? Because I need to put it in my inventory.
Cloak of the Billowing. Or Cloak of Billowing.
I don't have that.
You should be able to add it.
How do you spell billowing?
Billow.
Nothing shows. Cloak. Nothing of that shows.
Calvin useless.
Shut up! Bitch.
But yes, you got what I... There you go. Bam, it's been added. Putting it in your backpack. You can move it where you want. Okay. Yeah, so you got the 4 greater healing potions, and then the money I just told you. There's the satchel that's left. Whoever wishes to go through that.
I can go through it.
Going to the satchel, you rummage around in it for a bit. It takes a moment. It takes a moment to find anything. At first, you think it's empty, and as you kind of think that it's all said and done, a ring falls from it. A singular ring. Upon this ring looks to be... it almost looks like a hummingbird that is attached to the top of this ring. A metal, like, hummingbird. Calder, you would be able to recognize this ring because Kellic used to have one.
Hell yeah.
It's a ring of evasion.
I'm gonna go ahead and put on the cloak, by the way.
All right.
And I also attuned to the ring.
It would take an hour to attune to it, but you can put the ring on for now. Most attunements take an hour, unless specified otherwise.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna let you know.
3 charges, it gains 1d3 expended charges daily if go on. Failed to serve. Okay.
But by this point, Anton has left this room and has gone into the next chamber, as you guys looked around and searched.
Okay.
I assume you follow suit?
Yeah, if nothing is left, then yeah.
You head into the next chamber and you hear voices speaking between each other. One you recognize as Anton, the other sounds to be a little rougher. It does sound like a male individual. And as you enter the room, you see Anton kind of down on like his knees in front of someone who looks fairly injured, and it looks to be a dwarven man who's kind of partially... He doesn't look beaten, he just looks weak. Like he's been here for some time. And you notice this, he's about 4'3" dwarven man, this pale olive skin, white hair. bright green eyes. Um, Anton and him seem to be very happy to see one another as they're speaking. And Anton kind of helps him to his feet as you guys enter the room. And you do notice that Anton doesn't seem to be having the issues with his eyes anymore. As
Interesting.
See, no.
And he turns to you, and as you kind of enter the room too, you do notice that a very familiar looking mirror is on the wall, one that is the very similar to the one that you used to enter this area or enter this place is on the wall. He turns to you and he says, all that's happened, I can't thank all of you enough.
Well, trust me. There's a limit to how much money you have, so.
You can actually thank us enough.
Yeah.
There's a finite amount they can be thanked for. If you catch my drift.
I'll just let them know. I'll just say, from one new friend to another, it's nothing.
He gives you a nod, partial smile, and says, "Why don't we get out of here?" And before he kind of steps forward, he stops for a moment and says, "Oh, and this is James." He gestures to the dwarf, who kind of awkwardly kind of waves a hand up. And he says, "It's been a while since I've been able to see him. And
Hold on, my internet has crashed.
your internet just crashed? I can hear you perfectly fine."
Yes, I know. It's so freaking weird. Everything crashes. Steam crashes. Teams crashes. Chrome crashes, but Discord's fine.
It's because Discord's god tier.
No, if I disconnect from Discord, I cannot reconnect.
Oh, god
Don't
tier.
know why, but I'm gonna try and restart my internet real quick. If need be, I will join on my phone. So, if we can take a small break, or if we're about to be done,
We're pretty close to the end.
I'll just have to take notes on fucking Notepad.
And Anton moves to the mirror and kind of waits for all of you to kind of get into the same position as they did before. And once you all have kind of settled in your spot, he begins to quote the same thing he had said to get into the mirror, and everything around you swirls and goes gray for a moment. And everyone roll a dex save for me.
You'll have to roll it for me.
I will have to roll it for you. I'll do it. Your dex save
Hopefully it's higher than I normally roll.
is a 16.
16.
Fuck yeah.
I got a 16 as well.
And I got to roll for James and Anton as well. James rolled a 1.
Oh my god. He trips and falls and doesn't make it out of the mirror.
You all appear. You hear a loud crack of wood as the rest of you manage to, as you appear within the cart, position yourselves in a way not to do anything. James falls to the side of the cart, straight up breaks one of the support beams for the veil that goes over the cart, like the tarp, and just hits the ground with a loud thud. Anton quickly goes over and helps him back to his feet. Though you find, and as you guys kind of get out of the cart, you notice that the cart is within what almost looks to be a barn space. And the area does not seem. You don't hear the sounds of the city as you did when you were in Greyborough. As you kind of take in the moment for a moment, Anton appears next to you and offers you the mirror. I will get an item thing for that eventually. I didn't type it up yet. I meant to, and I got caught up with something. Just put
You good.
prison mirror in your inventory for now. I'll make an official one later.
The prison mirror in your
Yeah.
prison wallet.
He hands you the mirror and he says, "Thank you." He says, "If you ever need anything, I'm sure you'll find a way to get a hold of me."
Of course, your skills will probably come in handy sooner or later. I'll keep in touch, and if James needs anything, just let him know. A friend of, I'll have
A friend of a friend is my enemy.
no. I was gonna say like a friend of mine, or a friend of yours is a friend of mine. There it is.
James kind of gives you a nod and says, "I'll keep that in mind."
I guess we didn't even introduce each other, so he doesn't know my name, but that's fine.
And you watch as the
James,
two of them.
call us the torchbearers.
They
bring light to the region.
Jesus.
Is that the party name now? Torchbearers?
I don't know. I'm just testing it
No.
out. It's better than the last
He
one.
kind of nods a little bit, and he kind of gives a slight bow a little bit and says, "Thank you for everything you've done."
Of course. Ooh, you know what would be a good party name? The Blasphemous.
The blasphemy. And he
Tarnished.
he turns to Anton and just says,
The Elden Rings.
Yeah.
The Ashen Tarnished.
He turns to Anton and just says, "Let's go home." And they both kind of wander out of this barn. And you guys are sitting there for a moment watching them leave. And the sound of snoring becomes prevalent. As in, you didn't notice it before with all the commotion and the talking, but you hear snoring in one of the chambers within this barn, probably about 20 feet from the cart. A pretty loud snoring.
I'll just walk over kind of quietly and like peek my head into the area. that
You
it's
peek
coming
your
from.
head into the space. You see Kellic unconscious in a bathtub. Foam over him. There's foam over him.
Hey, yo!
But he is unconscious. You also notice within the space, though, where he is like head back, mouth wide open, tongue draped to one side, drooling, like the best sleep he's ever had kind of sleep.
He OD'd.
And he would look dead if you weren't hearing him snore so loudly. And looking around the space, you do notice the only area that you can really see of him other than his head is the large scar across his chest. Which, for a moment, brings back memories. And as you kind of look around the space, you do also notice that next to the tub, about 5 feet from it, there is a set of polished plate armor and a glaive that seems to have been enchanted not too long ago. That are sitting beside the tub where he is unconscious.
I'll kind of take out my staff and bang against the tub, be like, "Wake up, we're out." Because I'm guessing no one else is.
You hear
Kosho's nowhere to be
as
found either.
you do that, he just what? And he just kind of like looks around, like hands up and like fists, like ready to fight for a moment, and then pauses. Sees you. Takes a minute to process before his eyes kind of fall to the tub for a moment. He says, "Did you guys just get back?"
No, we've been here a while. Nah, I'm just playing with you. Yeah, we just got back. My friend Anton got his buddy out of there. Now we have the mirror prism. Don't know how to work it yet, but I should be able to figure it out. Quick question: where are we, and what day is it? How long were we in there?
Don't freak out. It's been 2 weeks.
What?
Ooh.
What has happened since we've been gone?
I've been hanging out in Springfield for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
I've been.
And Kosha?
Kosho's been with me. He's been helping me with things.
Good.
And he
I
was.
see you have some new armor and enchantments on your glaive.
Yeah. I might have made a bit of money while you were all gone.
Well, that's good.
You also noticed that and he kind of gestures toward the cart as he says this. He says, "I did get the cart fixed up and got some new stuff on it."
As James literally collapsed through one of the beams, it's just like, I got a new. What happened to the cart?
He can't see it from where he is.
Oh, good. Okay.
He says, "Did you guys find everything you wanted to find in there?"
Yeah. It was
I think we
eventful.
found ourselves more than we found things.
Oh my god, you can find these, okay?
And now that you're getting like a better look at him too, like now that he's just kind of sitting there, he's kind of awkwardly sitting in the tub, like waiting for you to leave. But now that you're seeing him in like better light, he looks like he has been sleeping a lot better too. Kellic seems a lot more lively than he was when you guys left.
I'll just
This
say
man got laid.
you look healthier. But we'll get out your way so you can change. I guess we'll go into Springfield and get some food. What time is it?
It kind of shifts slightly to try to look through like a crack in the wall. He says, "I think it's mid afternoon."
Okay. We'll go get some lunch and look around Springfield, but I wanted to talk to see what Grayboro looked like if you stayed at all in there for a day
I
or so.
did not.
Okay.
Though news that I've heard, he's not very happy with what happened. I didn't get any news on what happened, but he's in Grand Helm, a bit pissed.
I doubt we should show our face around here. Knowing how much power he has, I doubt the prince has done much persuasion, like, for our part with him. Might be a good idea to skip town to somewhere outside of Almoria. Sadly, I don't know many areas around here. Anyone have any ideas? I heard the Outlands is a dry, hot area, so we can maybe try through the mountains.
I would rather go to the mountains.
I see.
You notice when you mentioned the Outlands, he stiffened up a little bit, and his ears seemed to have folded back as if to be timid about the idea of the Outlands. And he was trying to keep it under the radar. He didn't do a good job, but in his mind, he did.
Well, we can try and head to through the mountains to. I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know what this says. I need a better map.
You talking about Stone Farm?
No,
Kosho's
the
here.
larger area.
Hello.
Hi, you made
The-
it.
Ooh, just a
Guest
bit late.
star.
Then Harl.
I could do something for you while you're here. You gotta partake in something. I got something that you could do.
Sorry, I should have let you know that. Well, I mean, I let you know that I wasn't gonna be here, but I should have let you know that I was gonna drop by.
Oh, okay. Would you
The
like to do a
Lenhart?
special thing while you're here?
What have I missed? Give me the lowdown.
They just got
Oh.
through they just finished the mirror stuff and some fucked up shit happened.
Do you want me to give you my kind of recap?
Yes.
Well, hold on. So we went into the mirror, right?
You stayed out with
Yes.
Kellic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? To just to make sure I can pull you guys out or something, or
Just to watch
Just
the mirror.
basically-
Okay.
You've been
It was
helping
safe for our
Kellic while
return.
he's been traveling around Almoria.
Well, wait. What is the structure of this mirror? Like, how does it work?
You cast the spell, and it either traps people in, or you do the incantation and you can enter it to try and get people out.
Well, okay, so the interior of it's just a holding cell. That's all it is.
No,
It is
it's
a
The
it's like a
interior
maze.
crocodile alligator.
It's
Hydra
a
fish.
large
Literally
area.
Oh, on another note, while Kellic is having this conversation with Calder, Orion, you notice within the cart, there's a box with your name on it. It's written in a very fancy handwriting, I must say. And there's a stamp that says Coliseum.
It's a pipe bomb. No.
Coliseum?
Coliseum. That's the seal that's on it. The seal on it says Coliseum.
I will open it.
You open the box, and within you find a mirror. A very familiar mirror, one that you gave to Reginald. Coliseum.
Pog!
The item that you are looking for is, I think it's Coliseum's, and there's a letter inside the box, and the first thing it says is the name of the object, which is Coliseum's Mirror of Secrets.
Yes.
And you can read the item description to get an idea, but I will read exactly what he put on it once I get to it. Coliseum. Did I not type this up? There
Oh,
it
I
is.
can-
Nope, there
I'm
it is.
reading
There it
it
is. There it is. I found it. You see written on a note on this thing. He describes how it works, how it can be used, and he puts a note on it that I really think I outdid myself with this one, digging deep into my own arcane knowledge to strip the veil of this, veil from strip the veil from the secrets of creatures you may encounter. I recommend being careful though, as these are secrets that there are secrets that should be left undiscovered. Reginald. And that's all that was within the box.
Pog.
But you now have a mirror. And the
Yes.
mirror that you found was a silver mirror with an emerald trim. Much better condition that you had given it to him. He really, based on what you can tell, he really outdid himself. Based on anything you know.
Bro, that's fucking cool as shit.
Kosho, I want to do this real quick because you would have had this happen the night before they returned.
Yeah.
You have a dream.
What we got?
You have a dream. You find yourself in this dream standing within a space. This darkness restricting your vision around you, and you see before you two doors.
Like a confessional
Yes.
type thing.
Yeah. And there's two doors in front of you. One of gold, producing a divine light, while the other is of darkness, blood dripping from the doorframe, with a hellish flame peeking out from the inside. One of your past live friends, who's corrupted, appears by your right side, bringing you to kind of look towards his wither, hellish appearance. He just says, "Remember what you've done, what we've done, the lives you helped take to get what you wanted, those you left behind to be damned while you were able to live on." And the scene around you changes, showing you the memories of the children that had been taken and sacrificed for the plans that you had made. The bodies discarded, blood draining from them as ravens came and feasted upon the remains. Watching the day the temple fell around you, the darkness overtaking everything before you were shunted into a rift.
Oh God.
And he says, "You deserve to burn like the rest of us." And another figure appears from the darkness in front of you. A golden-scaled bipedal dragon standing before you. Stepping kind of to your left as she appears, her emerald eyes looking upon you with sense of compassion and understanding. And she says, "Do not listen to the guilt within your heart. As your escape was not an accident, but to serve a purpose. Only you can pursue the path set before you now. But I must warn that it will not be easy. There will be many hardships along the way, and you will be challenged in ways that crush your spirit and body. But you must endure them to be redeemed. And before you stands the two doors, and the two figures kind of step to the side. The dragon standing near the white door with the divine light coming from it, why your past life companion seems to stand by the other, his hellish form matching that of the door that he is beside. And you feel that you must make a choice.
Christ. God almighty. God's above. I choose the door of light.
You approach the door. You hear a growl come from your friend, one of anger as he snarls and snaps. You arrogant fool. After all you've done, you believe that you are the only one who can be redeemed while the rest of us have been damned to this fate? You are blind and unworthy. And he turns away from you and begins to kind of disappear into the darkness, stopping just a few meters away where you can barely see his silhouette. And you have paused before the door. What do you wish to do?
I could chastise him, but I'd rather just go for the door. Is there anything that the serpents or the dragon deity requires of me?
As you kind of glance to her, she just gives you a nod. And it's the sense you're getting from her is one of understanding and warmth and compassion.
That is all that is required, then.
All right. You pause before the light, unable to see past it as you feel your heart pounding within your ears, the warmth of it seeming to welcome you, drawing you into its embrace as you step into it. And you are blinded with this pure white light, making it impossible to see anything but the white around you as you hear the dragon's voice again saying, "Your heart is still pure, even after being tarnished by your sins. Follow in this path, as you are forgiven for what you have done and serve a greater purpose set before you. Forget your guilt, as you are reborn in the image of the dragon god, for I, Rashire, have found you worthy of my grace." And you had awoken that morning, and you have been questioning the vision that you had all day.
Praise be his name.
Sitting, and Rashire is a female.
Oh, praise be her name.
And you have been sitting outside of the barn. You heard the crash when the others reappeared, but you were kind of in thought at the time. And you did watch two individuals, Anton, which you recognized, and a dwarven individual you didn't recognize, walk off and just disappear into the town. But you now hear the others talking inside.
I see. I'd like to join in on the conversation. I'd like to see what our next move is.
All right. Also, when you woke up from that dream, you found another symbol embedded into your skin. And it was
Can't have too many of those.
It was a draconic rune you recognized, meaning forgiven.
Ah, I see.
Sorry, my internet.
Interesting.
So if you want to just mark that on your thing, it's up to you. You have two runes.
I shall.
You have found and forgiven.
I'll put that in my note sheet.
But you all see as Kosho enters the room, and there's something different about him from the last time you saw him. He seems a bit...
He's gay.
No.
I literally did
He seems to have a radiance to him that's very slight, but it's just enough to notice.
Very flamboyant, is what you're saying.
Extremely. No.
Maybe like a rainbow, perhaps?
Prismatic is the word you're looking for.
Prismatic.
Opalescent, maybe?
Oh, beautiful word. Yes, but you come into the space as Calder closes the door, where you know that Kellic was bathing, and you know he had also fallen asleep about 2 hours ago. He's been in that tub for a while.
Damn, he's all pruny and shit.
I don't know how
Wet dog.
do dogs prune?
Yeah, probably.
They lick.
Ahaha.
Eee.
But you have
I
entered the
could
chamber.
see the stillness of Evan's face.
You have entered the chamber where you find Calder entering the room, Yotan standing there somewhere, and Orion holding a mirror with an emerald rim to it. And damage to the cart. Don't forget the cart has been damaged. The cart that you had seen that was in perfect condition just the day before.
Ah, I see.
And action.
Glad to see you again.
So
What's
what
it been
goes
like
on?
What's it been like keeping up with he's pretty active doing all this fighting and stuff.
Kosho, what you
You're pretty
know,
active.
Kellic has been finding every single, what you could essentially call Fight Club, and you and him done, had gone on one quest towards the mountains for a week, and then came back here.
I see. We went on a little foraging hunt. Little nature walk or
Essentially,
something.
and
Walk.
you hunted down some demonic entities that had been lurking, that he had gotten news of, that was going to pay a pretty penny, which I'm going to add money to your inventory because of this at some point, so we'll keep that in mind.
Can I actually test my mirror?
How did they happen to get into the mountains?
You guys didn't get to the mountain, they didn't get in the mountains, they went towards it, and they were on the edge of it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. Well,
And Kosho, you know that Kellic has been essentially, since you guys finished that and came back to Springfield, he has been essentially grooming himself and pampering himself as much as possible.
For what exactly?
Just because he wants to do it. He's been babying himself in every way, making himself feel important to himself. If that makes sense. You ever have those times where it's like, I'm gonna give myself all the good things. I'm gonna get use a hot tub all the time.
Maybe right after you get killed, you know.
He's having a
I
mental health
constantly
day.
punish myself.
He's been having this mental health day for 3 days though.
that's because I'm Pog.
I need.
Interesting.
And you've just kind of been there for the ride, just kind of keeping sure that he doesn't do something stupid.
Yeah, making sure that he doesn't, let's see, abstain from reality. Let's see here. Well, let's see. Let me check my inventory real quick.
I'll add the money in after the session, but
Bada bing, bada boom.
I just flashbang myself.
Mistletoe widen the room.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna show Kosho some of the items. I'm gonna show him the smoke, and then I'm gonna show him the immovable rod, and just this is what I'm gonna do on it.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll an acrobatics check to monkey the bar.
Can I?
Excuse me?
You watch as Calder sticks this bar in the air and just has it floating there and just starts doing flips. This man starts swinging on it like he's an orangutan.
I'm so confused.
Oh my god! I have an immovable rod now.
And as this is happening, Kellic comes comes out of the thing dressed in the plate mail, and is just kind of standing there awkwardly with a glaive in hand, and just you do hear a mother, "What the fuck?"
And I stick the landing as well after jumping off.
Roll another acrobatics check for that.
No, I crit. I should be able to just land.
No.
Goya.
I'm not
Do
doing
it.
any fancy like flip landing, but
Goya.
17.
You make a very
Crit
nice
fail.
landing.
Breaks an angle.
Goes
But
through the
I'll land and
cart.
be like, yeah. And I'll go back and retrieve my rod. And I'll be like, yeah, found some cool stuff.
Kellic kind of.
Can I test my mirror now?
You could, and as Kellic comes out of there and like kind of watches this and kind of puts the glaive on his back and looks over and go like you see his eyes go wide for a moment and his jaw drop and he goes, "No, no," and he runs over to the car and he's like, "I just got this fixed." And he's like picking up the shards of wood that are on the ground. It's just kind of like looking at them like disappointed, a little sad.
I'll be like, oh right, shit, okay, I'll pay for that. That was on me. The guy that we rescued, a not very graceful landing out of the mirror and fell through. I'll cover it. Don't worry. I know you spent money trying to get it all souped up.
He nods at you and kind of sets down the pieces of wood, kind of just kind of moves over to the rest of the group and just kind of looks over everyone. What were you gonna do with that mirror, by the way? I'm curious.
I was gonna actually. I wanted to see what Kellic's enchanted glaive is.
Okay.
He has to roll a DC 16 wisdom check.
Yeah, no, he fails that.
Pog.
I think you have
I
to
gotta
roll.
roll a D20.
Yeah, you have to roll for tokens.
I got a 10, so I can literally only ask it one question.
Yes.
So I want to know what's the enchantment on the glaive.
You ask the mirror this, telepathically being attached to it. You discover it's a simple improvement kind of enchantment, and in game terms, it's a +1 glaive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna exclaim, "Damn, Kellic, that's a nice improved glaive."
He kind of, as he's like coming back over, he says, "Oh, yeah, it's a bit of a hassle to get." You do also notice it's not the glaive he had before. This is a completely different one.
Did you ask the magic mirror that question?
Yes. My mirror will answer certain
prison
questions.
one.
No, not the prison one.
Not-
He
not-
got his. He
Only
has,
your questions? Or
He
any
has
Damn.
a list of questions he can ask, and technically he can go into detail on certain questions. Those are just very broad questions on like what he can ask.
Now, is this a Shrek type magic mirror where you can threaten this mirror and you can scare it into doing
No.
things?
It is a plain mirror, and when you ask it a question, the mirror produces an image that tells you what you are looking for. And you gain tokens when you use it, and you have to spend all of the tokens upon using the mirror. Or you don't have to, but you have them for that one usage of the mirror, and then it'll fade after that. Like,
Do you want to test it again, Yotan? I'll ask the mirror a question about you.
Yeah, for sure.
Roll a DC 16 wisdom check.
Check the charges on that mirror, sir.
Oh, yeah, it is only once. That's never mind.
It's a once per dawn.
Once per day thing.
It's a very powerful item. I had to limit it some way.
dope as shit.
Once per dawn per person, right?
Nope, once per dawn per the mirror.
Lame.
But I can ask about the creature's past, their intentions, their associates, the abilities or equipment that the creature possesses, or secrets they may be hiding.
And there is a note on there: the DM will answer as truthfully as possible, but can be vague as necessary or is required. I mean.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to be like, oh, cool. Hey, king of some foreign region, DC 16 wisdom save. Fuck you.
Yo, I feel that.
Is there any more RP?
That was the
you wish to
original.
do?
I was hoping I could get it before we went to Greyborough or see Darlic, so I could just be like, hey, Darlic, what are your real intentions? You're going to tell me.
Calder's gonna attune to the ring, by the way.
Okay. I will allow that to happen because you guys technically have the rest of the afternoon. So I guess we'll just end the session here as you have
Level up.
reunited, telling each other the stories of your adventures while in the mirror and those of the adventures outside of the mirror. You all come together a little different than you were before this all happened. But on that note,
Dog.
our next
This is
session.
end of arc, isn't it?
That's the end of the arc. I forgot. You know what that means.
Level up!
Level 9.
Yeah!
You all get to level up, including Kosho, which I did put the money in your inventory that you would have made from the jobs. So you guys are now level 9. And while you're doing that, I will do the little bit of outro.
Oh,
Thursday, we will be continuing the other group's campaign. They will be traveling. Well, no, they're not traveling. Most of the party is currently looking for cures to the diseases of the town that they're in, while one member is trying to fix a boat and leave.
Who? Wait, which one?
Magnus. Magnus is trying to
Oh, of
leave. The rest
course.
of them were actually thinking about helping this town.
Magnus is literally like, "Are you gonna pay me?"
Yeah.
No, we don't have much
Magnus
money.
didn't even
"Well,
want.
are you gonna
Magnus
make
found out there was a
people?"
quarantine in this town, and he was like,
No.
"Yeah, fuck this, I'm leaving." But on a different note, that'll be on Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to catch us in the next stream, join the Discord, where you can talk to us, possibly be a part of one-shots in the future if we ever do them. One day it'll happen.
It won't.
Yeah, it probably you're probably 100%. It's gonna be a while, but you can talk to other like-minded D&D players. Shut up. You can follow us on Twitter, where I try to keep up to date and tell everyone when there are sessions happening. I do tweet the day of the session on the time, or just follow the Twitch and turn on those notifications so you know exactly when we go live. And if you want to watch previous episodes and catch up, we have everything perfectly organized on a YouTube page with beautiful playlists set up just for all of you. Which reminds me, I need to export the vampire stuff that we had. Shit. But on that note, we hope you guys enjoyed, and we hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.